Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM, we welcome you all back to our program. Also, those tuning in to online affiliates around the world, including Conversations Radio Network, we're glad you all could join us as well. Model Anton Johnson is making his first appearance on our program today to talk to us not only about his journey as a model, but also what it's been like for him to do what he loves, what it's been like for him to share that experience with all of you, and, of course, what he's looking forward to in the new year. If you're just hearing about Anton, I'll let you guys know at the end of our segment how you can stay connected with him. But Anton, hello to you and welcome to the program, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show today.
Hey, man, glad to do it. So let's start off by talking about the year that's been 2018 for you, man. I mean, what has it been like for you to kind of reflect on all the things that came your way in 2018?
2018 has really been a constructive year for me as far as developing myself and figuring out really the route that I wanted to go and what I wanted to do with my content on what I do. I really try to focus on, connecting with different people and networking because it's been kind of bumpy because, run into a lot of, fraud people that pretend to help out, and want to, I guess you could say, pretend to mentor you, but actually they wanted something different. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So I've just been working on trying to figure out how I can maneuver and network with different people.
I got you. Okay, so let's go back a little bit, Anton. I mean, when did you realize that modeling was something that you wanted to do? I mean, I've heard this. The reason I ask the question is because a lot of times people either grow up looking at themselves and saying, "Wow, this is something I want to do," or someone may say to them, "Hey, have you ever thought about modeling?" For you, I mean, what is it that kind of led you in the modeling direction?
I had a mentor named Mitch C. Davis. He actually came to me on Facebook when I was 17 years old. I actually signed my first professional contract when I was 17. Being that I was so young, nobody really wanted to work with me, but I actually got a chance. He said, "Hey, you have the looks for it, you have the body for it, so, hey, look, why not? Let's try it." So me, I was kind of skeptical at first about everything and working with, the different people because me coming from a small country town, I wasn't used to that. But I got the first chance to do a runway show when I was 17. So I went and I participated, and after that, it just took off for everyone contacting me, different modeling agencies contacting me, asking me, "Hey, could you come, do photo shoots here and there?" And so it's just something that I've really just tried to pursue in these last few years for myself.
Got you. Yeah, Mitch is someone I've known for quite some time, and I think, being able to have someone that that kind of sees something in you and then wants to help you, I think that's definitely an important thing. So let's talk about the confidence aspect, because in your profession, confidence is a big deal. It comes across, of course, on the camera. The photographers look for it when they're trying to capture an image. Have you always had the confidence in yourself, Anton, that you could do it?
Starting out at first, no, I didn't, because I look at the other models on Instagram, or I look at the models in the magazines. I'm like, well, hey, this guy has a way better body than me, or, well, he has a better jawline than I have, or it's certain things that I look at, but there's a lot of supporters that I've had that's like, hey, you got just the same as they have, or if not better. So that's something that I had to develop the confidence. I had to develop myself because I was so insecure at first because, like I said, I wasn't used to doing things of this nature. But now that I'm much more comfortable and I know that, it's something that I can actually do, it's been something that's just been effortless for me.
And I think that's the big thing. So, I think that, the way that you and I connected with social media, that's one of the platforms you've been able to use, Anton. How has Instagram, we'll take that in particular, because that's how you and I even set up this conversation here. How has that helped you to not only to keep people posted on your progress, but also being able to connect with your fans and supporters? It's
worked really well. I've connected with a lot of fitness ambassadors and a lot of fitness branding agencies. They've all reached out to me and asked me to model their clothing lines or I had certain people who asked me about workout plans, which, also goes into my business side of I can personal train people as well. So just connecting with different people and different agencies as well online, they can all view you from that social media website because, social media just pretty much puts you out all over.
That's true. And I think let's stay with the fitness side for a moment, because I think a lot of times, Anton, I think, just like with any profession, I mean, just like for people who may look at a singer on TV, right, and they say, well, I can sing. Or, they may look at an actor and say, I can act. A lot of people look at someone in the magazine or on a runway or online and say, hey, well, I can do that. Were you prepared for the amount of work it takes that goes into modeling? I mean, that it was more than just taking the picture. It really was, as you were just talking about. It is about the way that you take care of your body, the way you take care of your mind. Was that something that was a surprise to you when you got in?
Right. Definitely something that I wasn't used to. When I first started, that's all I thought modeling was. Like, hey, you just go in, you sit down, you take a picture. That's all I thought it was. I wasn't sure that I was going to have to do the things like eating right, make sure I keep my body fat at a certain percentage, or making sure that I had the right facial expression, looked a certain type of way when I did certain types of shoots, because certain shoots have different contents or different concepts that you have to, abide by. So changing up and doing the different looks and keeping my body a certain type of way, it was something that was new to me. But as I went along, I learned how to do it in a way that wouldn't be too stressful for me, because mentally I wasn't ready. Like I was, like, hey, I want the sweets, I want to go out and I want to eat out with my friends and everything. But I had to discipline myself enough to say, hey, let me go to the store, let me go buy my fruits, my vegetables, my oats, my lean meat, and go and cook it myself. So that way I wouldn't be, indulging in the bad foods that, are out in the sweets and the fats and stuff.
I think that's the big thing. And again, we're going to talk about our tribe here in a bit, Anton, because I think it's so important for our audience out there. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, is on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome model Anton Johnson, as well as, fitness coach as well. We're talking to him not only about the journey to where he is today, but also what it's been like for him to do what he loves and to see the response. We all have heard the saying, Anton, that we are the company that we keep. And one of the things that you said that I think is so important at the beginning of this conversation is that, unfortunately, you can't ride with everybody, right? You can't be with everyone, because not everyone's going to have your best interest at heart. On the other side of that, though, when you're able to find that support system, it definitely means a lot. What has that been like for you to find those people who are genuinely interested in your success and want to see you succeed?
It's been quite a rocky road. I started out with a person, like I said, Miss C. Davis, as I spoke of earlier, that he really had my best interest at heart. He took care of me. He kept me from a lot of predators, if you know what I mean, because I was so young, starting out in this industry. As I got older, recently, it's just like you run into so many people that pretend to have things or be able to do things or portray to do things that they know they can't. And it's all for maybe a sexual image or something. They have something in their mind that, hey, well, if I can get this model here, then I can do X, Y, and Z. I can have him under my control at my wits, So it's been kind of rough doing that, but there have been a few photographers and a few agencies that I have talked to that really have truly been professional and genuine about how they conduct themselves and their professionalism.
And that means a lot. And, I think, another thing, let's stay on that for a second, Anton, because I think this is important for other people who are looking at you and saying, hey, I want to do that. Unfortunately, every day is not going to be a good day, right? Unfortunately, not every situation is going to be a good situation. What is it, though, that keeps you from giving up? Because some people would go through those experiences, as you know, and say, you know what, I'm not even going to be dealing with this. But what is it that kind of keeps you, even in spite of the challenges, what keeps you moving forward?
I honestly, there's about two things that really keep me motivated. It's my son, honestly, and as many bad people that I run into that tell me all these good things and they actually don't happen. I have just as many fans that tell me, hey, you're doing a great job. that really motivate me. Like when I get those inboxes or those texts or DMs, like it'll motivate me to go harder in the gym or go harder in putting out my brand or developing my brand or my workout plans. It'll make me go harder because I see other people looking at me as an idol or a figure that they can look up to and saying, hey, well, I want to do the same thing as this guy is doing, or I want to do even better than what he's doing. So I try to go off of that vibe.
Right. I think that's it. I think that's a big thing. I think we all need a why, right? I mean, one of my guests said something to me, Anton, years ago on this program, and I never forgot it. And that was, the importance of discovering your why. If you want to make sure you never give up on something, find your why. I noticed that, even on social media, you share some moments with your son. How is being a father, how has that changed you along the way?
Tremendously. It's definitely a responsibility that you have to take on straight ahead. There's no shortcuts around it. He's really slowed me down because I used to be a very fast-paced individual, always moving, thinking on the go. But he's really taught me to, think ahead of time and have things planned out and set, so you won't run into, your timeline won't run into each other pretty much.
Right. Got you. Well, I think, that's the thing, too. Now, I mean, you mentioned your supporters and them reaching out to you. I mean, I think that, again, also helps us all, right, as we're kind of moving forward. Where do you want to see yourself? If you're looking at 2019, what are some of the goals you've set for yourself?
Well, I have 2 contracts set with a clothing store. Actually, it's an underwear brand that's in Dallas that they want to sign me, and I have another agency that wants to match that year and sign me as well. So that is a goal set for 2019 to get signed again professionally, and just go from there and see what we can conjure up, and maybe hopefully if I can, then reach out to different brands like Calvin Klein or Diesel, different underwear companies or suit companies, things of that nature.
Well, I think that is the thing. I mean, being able to set the goal and then, of course, to do the work. I mean, having a plan, that's something that you seem to also do. So what advice do you normally give to people? Because I know people ask you, Anton, about, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? What do you normally say to them about the importance of not only having a plan as you do, but being willing to do the work?
My advice is you won't get there in one day. I've been doing this for years now, since I was 17, like I stated before. Nothing will come easy, and it won't come overnight. Just like people ask me all the time, hey, what do you do to work out? I want to get like you in a month. It won't happen. So I would say don't get yourself so psyched up that it's going to change so quickly, because it takes time and it takes work and it takes the effort and determination. If you don't have that determination to do so and stay on that strict regimen, then you'll never get there. You may get there, but it'll be a lot slower than what you think you should be. So you'll definitely have to stay on what you're doing and stay focused and not stray away, because there are so many distractions and so many back roads that can take you down the wrong road and lead you away from what you're actually have set on your goal.
You're from someone who definitely knows firsthand. Again, everyone, Anton Johnson has been our guest. Great conversation with you, man. How can our audience stay connected with you, man?
You can, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at Anton Johnson _SR, or you can reach me on Facebook at Anton Johnson Sr.
Well, congratulations to you again, Anton. Really appreciate the time, and looking forward to the next conversation, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Okay, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Anton, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay. But as we go off the air, the link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/CyrusWebb or go to Twitter.com/CyrusWebb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.